Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday, and we're going to get started this morning. Thank you for joining me on our tips on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock, and I'm excited. I'm Amy D. Kilpatrick. I'm the president of Inspired Business Solutions or Business Connections here, and I want to welcome each and every one of you for joining us here. Do me a favor and hit the share button so that you can invite others to join us here. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Rose. It's so good to have you guys jumping on here. We're going to talk some strategy this morning, and one of the things we're going to address is social media strategy, how that we can be bigger than ourselves. And that's really one of the elements of referral marketing that I have truly enjoyed is by increasing my referral partners. It has showed up in multiple ways to help grow my business, from attending live networking events to referrals. But when social media began to roll out, I saw a completely different way that my referral partners and myself were able to help one another. And so we're going to talk about that today. So good morning. It's so good to have everybody on here. Rick, Kevin, Megan, Clay, so glad to have everyone on here. So what we're going to talk about today is I'm going to give you some tips on some different ways to think about your social media. But before we get there, let's really think about what a referral generator actually looks like for you and why you need one. So I've been training referral marketing. So how many of you, if you've jumping on here, how many of you, put down in the comments, how many of you are actively involved with a network, whether it's a live network, it could be an industry specific network, it could be a community network, it could be a closed network, it could be the chamber, Rotary, BNI, it could be a women's group. How many of you are active with a network, something that you've committed to, you actually whether it's a quarterly event you go to, a weekly event? How many of you are active at developing referral marketing, okay, or referral marketing strategy? And how's it going for you? So that's one of the things here. How many of you love to grow your business through referrals? Now, one of the things I hear over the years when I introduce myself and I tell everybody that I train referral marketing or word of mouth marketing, I get a lot of times when people go, I don't really need a consultant. That's the way I've been growing my business for years. I don't do any advertising. And I always say, well, that's great. That's awesome. And I go, well, tell me your strategy. How's it work for you? How are you actually generating your word of mouth marketing? And I always get this blank look, because unless you're actively using it as a strategy, like there is a plan to it, then really what you're saying is that you've been really lucky over the years to actually grow a word of mouth marketing presence out there where people are actively telling other people about you. But imagine if you are very successful in that lane, like if that's working for you, imagine if you added a little bit of strategy to it, and you increased that by however many referral partners you have. See, one of the loneliest places to be, or it has been in my case, is that solopreneur, that that only person that's out there growing your business by yourself. And it can feel very scary out there to do that. You can feel like you're the only one that's fighting those windmills, and that you're the only one that has that particular roadblock. I'm here to tell you, I've been training with business professionals and referral marketing for more years than I want to probably confess on here. And so one of the things that I have found, it's not a matter of the roadblock belongs solely to you. I can assure you that most professionals, it's not a matter of if they're going to hit a roadblock or if they're ever going to have problems. It's just more a matter of when and how it actually shows up in their strategy. Okay, so today we're going to talk about why you even need referral partners to begin with. So for me, it was really about just having someone there to bounce ideas off with in the very beginning. So having an industry collaborator group is great for that, because the synergy for coming together is that you all speak the same language. And so there's a time you're able to come in and see what trends are hitting, talk about what's working, what's new software that's out there. And sometimes just having that ability to talk with people who understand industry is a good place to start, because one, you recognize, well, I'm not the only one having this, or you can learn from someone else that's been there, done that, or you may find yourself actually that you know more than what you think, that you may be more in a mentor role and that you can help others. And I think that really being in that industry collaboration group, I think, maybe whether or not you're meeting weekly with that group, but at least having, a couple of opportunities a year where you actively know that you're going to get together with people that you're going to be able to share and bounce ideas off with that are very specific to your industry. Some of you may attend, a company conference where you're able to collaborate with others around the nation or around the world that does what you do very specifically, and you can work with one another. And I found that, I had the opportunity to do that for years, and it was always great to see what was coming out, or how someone, one little twist on something and how it was working for them. And when you come with that, sharing mentality that we're all here to help one another, then that's a positive place to be. So industry collaboration, referral partners are great for you, and or referral sources. And I call them referral sources because yes, it's a support system. But what I have found over the years, that even within my direct competitors, if you establish a positive professional relationship, there are times where you can actually generate referrals for one another. It could be just the timing of when the referral comes in. You aren't able to take care of it, but you don't want to just leave them stranded, right? You want to honor the referral, so you pass it on to someone that you trust in the industry. It could be, maybe it's not your territory, or maybe it's not quite what you do. You're able to do it, but it's not what you specialize in, but you have a colleague that specializes in it. What I have found over the years is that developing that sense of supporting one another is a great place to connect. But let's talk about the other ways that you can connect with each other. So when you walk into a room full of networkers or colleagues, and there's no there's no direct synergy except for the desire to connect with other professionals to help generate movement with your business. And so what you're going to find with that, those are what I typically call more of an open network. These could be people that at Inspire, we call these your power partners. You're not together because you share the same target market. You're not together because you share in the same industry, and yet you find yourself meeting on a regular basis with one another. And what I love about it is that is where referrals can take place also. Sometimes, networking with people who just have the desire to listen, what do we call wanting, willing, and able, have that desire to listen and ultimately, yes, help you, but ultimately help their clients and their colleagues and their friends and their family. You see, we have that opportunity all the time to listen and hear those challenges that people have, whether it's their business or it was something they're going through personally. And we hear it all the time. We hear it in conversations. We hear it in personal messages. We hear it and see it on Facebook. And, always say we could send them out. See, I'm definitely going to date myself, because I used to say you could send them out to the yellow pages. And now it's kind of like, instead of sending them out to Google land and tell them to go just search it and find it, instead, I have the desire to actually help be a part of helping them solve that problem or be the thing that can help them with that. And it may not be my product or services that does that for them, but what it is I have the ability, because of my network, because of the people that I surround myself with, I have the ability to know who would be a good solution right? Solution to this person's particular problem. And there are times I even know multiple people who offer that, and I have that chance of giving them multiple options of who would fit them. So there's always that, I always say I love to be the connector, that person who can connect people with the solution to their challenge. And a lot of times that's what you see when you are in referral groups. You're just there gathering information. And if you go with that mindset, my allergies are really starting to kick in. If you go with that mindset of that you're not walking into a room looking for how it's going to serve you. Instead, walk into the room of, I always say, of collecting information, collecting people who can be strategic alliances with you, collecting information on people who may have the solution for problems of people, problems or challenges of people that you know. And so, I'm always looking and listening and gathering business cards, collecting, setting up strategy sessions, and all of that is designed to be a part of my referral marketing program. I told you we were going to talk about social media today. So now that you kind of understand that you can have, power partners, you can have industry collaborators, and obviously we talk about here all the time about having, strategic alliances, those other business professionals whose synergy with you is your target market. So now that you understand there's 3 different types of groups and different ways that you can connect and collect people, then one of the things I want you to think about, well, how can this help me on my social media? Now, for me, there's, I used to say all the time, God, if we could eliminate the need for having to pay for or to only rely on a certain way of getting our message out there, and we could actually, something that was, for some people it's their budget doesn't allow for them to be able to advertise, whether it's print, written, radio, TV, marketing material, whatever it is. I mean, we have all these needs as a business, to have these visibility tools out there. And if you're like me, my wish list is a lot longer than my, get to have list. And so what I found is that in itself would sometimes hold my clients back because they didn't have everything that they wanted. They didn't have the advertising. They didn't have this. That they didn't feel that, 1, they were a legitimate business, 2, that they were ready to tell people about their message, or I've seen people actually struggle because they've committed to something that's going to help them grow their business, and yet it actually doesn't get them there. And so word of mouth marketing, to me, what I love about it is if you do it right and you invest into others, and they will return the favor and invest into you. And I've been asked many years, well, Amy, do you train that you have to pay for referrals? Absolutely not. I believe that when I enter into a referral marketing relationship, it's about training each other. There's no guarantees that you're going to run into someone else's target market, but what you can do is say, I have the want and the mindset to want to become a referral partner with you. I'm willing to learn, right? That's where the willing comes. I'm willing to learn, about your target market, how to bring you up, how to recommend you, how to introduce you. And then when I am able to do it, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to see it all the time, but in that opportunity where I see a chance to recommend you or introduce you, I'm able to do so, and I feel confident in doing that. And that's really the process, is to move people through that process so they want to be a part of your success story. So once you've kind of got that in mind, you've got your referral partners, you've kind of got it in your mind, how they fit in your strategy. You understand the mindset, and that, there's a whole lot of time that takes place in that wanting, willing, and able. That's where strategy sessions take place. That's where you want to train each other on how all this magic happens. Then you've got to take it out there and make it work. Now, you can go out and do it at live events, network with one another. You can, obviously do joint workshops with one another, but let's take advantage of social media. So what I would love for each and every one of you to do is really stop and make, yes, a manual list of your potential referral partners. For some of you, it's just going to be a matter of printing out a roster that you're already actively involved with. But I want you to even look at some of the people that are your client base that are referral partners for you. I want you to look at those industry collaborators. I want you to look, and I want you to create a list. And then what I want you to do is I want you to actively go look at their social media. I want you to go pull them up. Most of them you're probably already connected to, you're already friends with. But go ahead and connect. Go and look and see if there's a post that you can respond to, that you can engage with. And skip on over that like and go on over to the ha-ha, the smiley face, whatever it is. Let's see if you can positively engage with one of their posts. Then I want you to go look at their work at and see whether or not, if they own their own business, if that leads you to their business page. If not, go search for their business page, okay? Make sure you hit like on their business page. It always shocks me when I'm part of a network and I go out there and I go to like someone in the group's page and then it says share with friends, right? And you see a whole list of the other people in the group that are sitting over there that, as you know, in social media, it shows that they haven't liked the page. And so I just start inviting, because I think if you're in a group with one another, we should all at least be where we have each other's business pages on social media, hit like. And you know, for several reasons. One, when we go get ready to tag someone, if you are friends with them, it allows you to do a live tag. If you are like their page, then you can most likely, depending on how their settings are, you're able to actually tag their page when you're making a recommendation. If you're finding, now some people have their settings turned off where you can't tag them and you can't add them, and I get that. But most business pages, you know, people are like, please tag it, please recommend it, please tell someone about me. So, you know, do your favor, go over there, hit like. So it's just an inventory list. Go out there and support the other businesses that you're connected with, okay? Then go find a post. Now, does this mean you're going to be able to do this strategy all in like 5 minutes? Absolutely not. This is meant to be something that you do a little bit every single day. It becomes a habit to support one another on social media. And so what you want to do is you go out and you find that page and then engage, go down, go look at some of the posts, hit that like button, hit that love button, hit the share button, go say something nice, go say something positive about the post, that, wow, this is fantastic, or you're doing a great job, or I've loved being your client, or I always love referring you because my clients, say you take really good care of them, or whatever it is. If you've used them, take the time to go out and do a testimonial or a review and let people know about them. Look, I'm like every single one of y'all. I'll go out there and go, I look at the reviews and then I go look at mine and go, gosh, when's the last time I've asked someone to go do a review? And time can just slip by, right? And so here's your challenge. Go support your referral partners. Go out there, and yes, it's great when we can get in these online groups and we can tag each other and we can recommend each other. But here's the deal. If you go out there and recommend me and you tag my page and someone goes out to my page and I don't have very many likes, or I don't have very much engagement, or I don't have any reviews, or my no 5 stars, then, it's kind of like I'm missing that opportunity to kind of back it up. And I need your help. Everyone needs help in this, and we all can use that. And so this is something that you can do. So start with Facebook first. So if you're an Excel spreadsheet kind of person like I am, I've got my referral partners, and then I'm gonna mark off that I've liked their personal page or I've connected with them. I've got their Facebook pages, and then I'm gonna go out a little bit further and I'm gonna go look at their Instagram, their LinkedIn, even personal message them to make it easy. Say, can you send me your links? And then that way you can go out there and those and follow in those particular areas. Ask your referral partners, which one is your strongest visibility tool? For some people it's LinkedIn, for some people it is Facebook here, for some people it's Instagram, and some people it's Pinterest. Ask your referral partners, if given a chance during my week, if I'm going to go out and follow, or do something to support you, on which platform is the best platform for you, and spend a little bit of time of supporting them that way. Remember, by the way you show up, and I'm just making sure there's any questions. So we've got some people out there saying that well, I appreciate that, Michael, that you agree with that and you're out there. Let me ask you another question when it comes to social media. So whether or not you can retweet, you can do videos. If you really, really want to support one of your referral partners and you've got a great testimony about that person, like maybe how they helped you or how great it was in that referral you generated for them, you can actually do, and this is some of the things that we're going to be doing here with Inspired Nation, reach out to your referral partners and do a joint live. Start a live video and then invite that person in, or have them together at your office or their office, and do a joint testimony, a live testimony where people can hear and watch that support. It's just that visual impact can work on social media the same way it does, that visual impact works at a live event. When you're both there and you can stand up and say, I've got something great to say about so-and-so, or I want to thank so-and-so for helping me out. That kind of testimonial can go a long way for not only yourself, but the person that's your referral partner, the person that you want to be a part of their success story. So that's something that you can go out there and try with one another. Now, I'm just like everyone else. I want to protect my credibility. So make sure that when you are deciding who you're going to go out there and share testimony, make sure you actually have that referral relationship with them, that you've gone through some of the steps of wanting, willing, and able. Look, the last thing you want to do is meet someone at an event, exchange a business card, a few words, and then say, hey, come be a guest on my show, or come do a live with me, or let me send all my clients to you. And you haven't vetted them. You haven't spent that time with them. You really aren't sure or 100% positive that you need to tie your name and your company name up with theirs. And not saying that you won't eventually, but do some of your homework first. Make sure that you're not spending more time apologizing for that relationship than you are about bragging on it. Okay, so you want to make sure and take that time and develop those relationships. We talked about liking your pages, giving recommendations. Be specific. So when you go out there and you are bragging on a particular referral partner, or giving a testimonial, then be very specific. It's always great to go, oh, I get this always, Amy is awesome, or she's great, and that's great and it's awesome, right? But be more specific. Really go out there and say how it helped your business, or how it helped your client, or what it did. What was the impact that it made? What was that positive impact that it made? And because here's the deal, a lot of people can be awesome, a lot of people can be great, but what will catch people's eyes, what will engage them to read further on why you're bragging about this person, is real information. Real information. Now, if, like most people, you don't have to be real and tell people, oh, well, they cut me a deal, or they gave me a great price. In fact, you may have gotten a great price because you are a referral partner, but that's not what they want you to broadcast out to everyone else. So use a strategy session with your referral partner and meet with them and ask them, look, I'd like to go out and brag on you. I'd like to send it in a personal message and ask them and say, are you okay with the wording on here? Good morning, Ms. Pepper. She's the one that's been hollering out here for everybody. So one of the things I would do, because I've had people send me personal message and they say, hey, I wanted to say this about you. And I've actually read it and been like, ooh, let's reword it just a little bit, because that's not actually what I do. This is what I do, or this is the word choice I would use to describe what I do. And a lot of times, they'll take that information and what additional training, right? I'm training my referral partners, that little tweak, that different word choice, so that the next time they're confident, even more so, to say it without having to ask me, is this the way you want me to say it? So, it's perfectly fine through referral partners to actually teach people the words they need to say on your behalf. And so you want to do that, but be very specific. Don't, the last thing, and I've seen this lately on just social media, period, where people will go out and they'll ask for, in search of the cheapest in town, or in search of, anyone have something for free. Look, do me a favor. If you see someone out there say, does anyone know any consulting for free, or I want the cheapest in town, don't tag me, please. Like, I've worked really hard to build my reputation and build my business, and I want to work with people who value my expertise, that I can actually help them take their business to the next level. Like, I want to be an investment into their success story. And I'm sure many of you have a product or service that the last thing you want to be known for out there is, oh, they're the cheapest in town, or they'll give their services away for free. Just ask them. Like, be careful with that, and honor the fact that we're all business professionals, and that if someone does something for you for free, make sure that you have permission to tell anyone else that maybe they just did it for you for free. Maybe you got a special price, and so that, be very careful with that, and make sure that when you're tagging someone, if you're not sure that that's a really good referral for them, ask them first. Say, I saw this on Facebook. Would this be a good referral for you? Would you like me to tag you in this? If I tag you, how would you like me to say this on your behalf? And it allows for that person to, again, make this more than just I always say, just a quick tag thing. Look, I love referrals, okay? But there's a difference between a quick referral and one that's been fully developed. Okay, and a fully developed referral has a much better chance of going to conversion, to going to close, than just a quick little tag here and there. So finish it up. And that's the same thing for anyone else out there. Like, really go out there and say something. At the same time, be concise. You don't want to go out there and write this big long paragraph. Really try to keep it down. And then you can always say, if you'd like to learn more about my experience with this person, and we're all talking positive here, send me a personal message. I'd love to tell you how it worked for me, or how their product or service worked for me, or what it was like to go through, whatever it was, their program, their service, whatever it is, ask that to send a personal message. Be open. And what I mean by open is, the more you're transparent you are, let me put that word instead of open, more transparent you are, it's okay. Some of you may be affiliates of one another. And I think depending on certain industries, you actually have to disclose, hey, I'm recommending this, and yes, I'm an affiliate person of their program. But just be transparent. Have you ever used them? Are they a referral partner, or are you a client of theirs? People want to know where the recommendation is coming from. And especially when you're talking about introductions, Okay, the more transparent you are with why you would like this person to meet this person, then the better chance they have of that actually happening. If you are making the recommendation because this person needs this person's product or service, then, be transparent with it. If you're making an introduction from one business to another business, say, I'd like you guys to meet one another because I feel that you guys could help one another grow each other's business, then by being very transparent in your wording and how you're putting there, then this person knows that they're not being sold to, you're actually making an introduction. So of course, these are just some simple tips out there. We're running right here at 10:30, so I want to wrap up the tips on Tuesdays. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us here today. If you're watching this back on replay, or you're on here doing it, share some of your comments, how referral marketing has helped you, how you've gone out there and showcased another business professional. And because it's Tips on Tuesdays, feel free to put your links to your business pages right here in the comments below so we can go out and actually practice some of these tips today. Thank you for joining me. I'm Amy D. Kilpatrick. I'm the president of Inspired Business Solutions, and today was our Tips on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. Remember to go out and inspire others.